foam rolling. Heavily debated topic online within any kind of fitness community, but I firmly believe that with rolling, you will get some sort of health benefit. So when I explain to clients why we're foam rolling, the best way to describe it is that we're going to communicate with our nervous system, especially the parasympathetic nervous system, to kind of relax and tap into the muscle and the fascia to kind of calm down. You know, a lot of high tension tone can be, dwelling within our muscles and ligaments and tendons, and this is a great opportunity to, calm it down and result with some better movement quality and better movement patterns. So anytime I start with a client, I educate them on how to foam roll and where to spend more time on the tighter spots that will yield the best results when it comes to prepping the body for any kind of workout or exercise. And again, we are not breaking down scar tissue. We are not, breaking apart knots that are in our bodies, but I kind of refer to this as, poor man's massage. We are going to prep the tissues for what we're about to do, and it gives us a, time and place where, our whole society is in a world where we don't ever come down from this high stress level. So by rolling and focusing on our breathing, we'll actually be able to tap into our nervous system and be like, hey, you can calm down, let's lower that tone, let's lower that stress level and prep the tissues at the same time. I firmly believe that foam rolling will help any individual, and on top of that, if something feels good and you feel like you're getting some sort of benefit, then by all means, you should go do it. So to begin, I'm going to grab your foam roller, and I like to start with the calves. So what you're going to do is you're going to put one foot on top of the roller, kind of mid position, one foot on the ground, both hands on the ground as well, and I call this the tripod position, meaning you have 3 points of contact, your feet, one foot, and two hands. From there, you're going to lift your bum up, and you're going to roll back and forth with the roller on that calf. And what I want you to focus on is not just doodling around, but you want to also get different angles of the foot. You're going to go back and forth onto that calf, nice and slow, no rush. I kind of tell people, count 10 to 20 repetitions back and forth, and when you're done, you're going to roll it up to your hamstrings. Same position, you're going to roll back and forth, nice and simple. Spend a little bit more time on a position where it might feel a little bit tighter, or you might get like a trigger point where you want to spend, maybe don't go into full, 10 to 20 inches of rolling, but maybe you just go into like 2 inches where you really work on that one little spot to kind of release that tension. So from there, you would switch to the other side. And then when you're done the calf and hamstring on that side, we're going to go right into the glutes. So the glutes have a huge role in every athletic movement you do or any kind of lower body exercise. So to begin, you're going to sit on top of the roller. We're going to lean to our left side, one hand down to support. This leg is going to cross over. So whatever position you're leaning in, the same leg's going to cross over. What this does is open up that hip complex, and we're going to target a lot of attachment sites to the hip. So if you are someone with tight hips, this one might hurt. And remember, when you're rolling and you're on a tight spot, you shouldn't look like this, right? You need to be breathing through it so you can actually communicate to that parasympathetic system to kind of work through it, kind of calm it down. So when you're in that tight spot, breathe through that diaphragm, breathe in deep. At no time, if you were rolling, You don't want to, be grinning so much that you don't get any benefit from it. Remember, the purpose behind this is to lower that muscle tone and lower the stress in your body and life. So if you're constantly in pain like this, you're not going to get the benefit from rolling. So next we're going to get into the IT band. This is notoriously known as the thing that everyone feels tight on, and runners despise it. So the IT band runs from the hip all the way down to the knee and tends to get really tight. So if this is too much, stay away from it, work your way up to it with just the quad rolling, and then eventually try the IT band. So what you're going to do is you're going to get the roll in the middle of the leg on the side, one elbow down, one hand down, foot across. The bottom leg is going to stay off the ground, and we're just going to roll through it. Remember, we're breathing through it. We're not doing faces like this if this is too painful. If this is too painful, all you're going to do is roll to the quad and roll through that until you have more tolerance to actually hit the IT band. Then we're going to switch to the other side. Next, we're going to get into our quads. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this roller. We're going to go on to almost like a front plank position. You're going to have one leg up to the side, both elbows, and that roller right in the mid section of our leg. And we're going to roll slowly back and forth onto that quad. And just like I said before, you can move that leg around and really work into different parts of that quad. We have more than just one quadricep. There's a lot of other muscles and ligaments and tendons that cause some tightness in that hip. So you want to make sure you're really working into different angles as we go through. The next one, we're going to get into the hip flexor, and how I like to set up is similar to the IT band, but if I were to place a pinpoint, I would find that bony structure in the front of your hip and then a couple inches down. That's where I want you to set up your hip. The front leg's going to come in front and the back leg's going to go into a 90-90 position, and I like to use my hands to kind of move forward and back, forward and back, and focusing on those trigger points in that hip. And you can go all the way back and here and back. Again, there's no art to rolling. Find what works for you and stick to it. And then next we're going to go into the adductors or groin area. So everything in between here and to the knee, we're going to roll back and forth. For a lot of people who've played hockey or in horseback riding, these tend to get super tight, and these are all usually neglected in foam rolling because people just try to bypass everything. So to set up, I'm going to go into a similar position like before. Leg up to the side, elbows into a front plank position, back foot on the toe to elevate ourselves and put a little bit of pressure. And we're just going to roll back and forth through that groin region. The next one, we're going to go into our back. So to keep in mind when we're rolling our back, we're going to stay within our mid back and higher and not our low back. And when we roll our backs out, make sure you're not going too much into forward flexion to get the spine out of the way. And then we're going to end off with moving our arms in different positions to move those scapulas out of the way to get the trigger points and all that musculature surrounding our scaps. So I begin, have the roller halfway through the back, arms across to start, hips up, and then we're rolling to the shoulders and back. Shoulders and back. Moving the arms in different positions to get those scapulas out of the way. Now to finish, we're going to finish off with the neck, and all we're going to do is place the foam roller right on the head just to support it, and all we're going to do is simply turn right and turn left. Nice and slow. Keep the eyes closed. Breathe. Where people screw up the most with foam rolling is overdoing it. Just because it feels good to roll the body out doesn't mean that if you do it longer, it's going to improve the movement, efficiency, and quality you see in the gym. You know, foam rolling should not take you longer than 5 minutes. You can get all those points on your body that are tight, that restrict movement within, 30 to 60 seconds apart of each region. Don't go overboard with this. Don't go into foam rollers that have spikes in them or are just steel. Like, you don't have to foam roll on barbells to get the benefit from this simple tool. So if you follow all of that advice, your foam rolling will improve your quality of movement, and heck, your stress levels might just come down and your body will thank you.